Welcome to the Vault Excel. Thank you for joining me. Hope you all have a safe weekend. Please be aware of your surroundings. Please stay hydrated for those of you who live in very warm climates. Thank you for joining me. Every blue moon, I'll do a story pertaining to something that goes on in the general area of Knoxville, Tennessee. And I decided to pick this story because I was, saw the notification and it led me into Facebook to check out who the person is that's charged with the crime and the victim mainly. And then that led me to Facebook posts from a female, and it piqued my interest from the Facebook posts. And I'll let you decide what you think happened to this young man and what was really going on in his life and what was going on in the life of his brother who killed him. The brother is 18 years old, just coming out of the phase of being considered a child. When you look at his mugshot, he looks like a child. He's smirking in the mugshot, which is very creepy. I'm going to bring you that said information, and we're going to chop up what happened to 22-year-old Joseph Norris, and why did his 18-year-old brother shoot him multiple times, which led to his demise. Thank you for joining me. WATE 6 on your side. News is the source.
Afternoon, an 18-year-old is in custody following a deadly shooting that happened late last night.
Knoxville police responding to reports of the shooting along the 2600 block of Copeland Street. Officers arriving on the scene to find 22-year-old Joseph Norris suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. Norris was transported to UT Medical Center, where he later died.
Police arrested his brother, 18-year-old Logan Norris, in connection with that shooting. He is now facing a charge of second-degree murder.
Second-degree murder. So what was the dispute about that would lead an 18-year-old to shoot his older brother? 4 years difference. Very strange. Or is it strange? Because we live in an era now where people pop off easily, get upset, have mental issues, anger issues, and don't mind grabbing a gun, knife, fist, whichsoever, to exact harm. Did the brothers get along? What was the problem between the two? You don't have much information as to the motive of why he shot his brother. That's what I'm more concerned about, the motive. What was the motive? A teen has been charged with the shooting death of his 22-year-old brother after a domestic incident late Wednesday night in Knoxville. According to the Knoxville Police Department, the suspect, identified as Logan Norris, 18, is facing a second-degree murder charge upon his release from the hospital. So hospital, that's very interesting. So does he have a mental problem? Because he's facing a second-degree murder charge upon his release from the hospital. So was he injured by the other brother to where he needs to go in the hospital, or he has a mental problem and they had him in the psych ward of a hospital? Very interesting now. Logan Norris is accused of shooting and killing his older brother, Joseph Norris, following a domestic physical altercation on the 2600 block of Copeland Street, stated KPD Thursday. They responded on the scene Wednesday at around 11:15 p.m. On a report of shots fired with a possible victim. Arriving officers found Joseph Morris had been shot multiple times, according to an arrest report. Witnesses claimed the brothers were in a physical altercation inside of the home. Then Joseph Norris followed Logan outside to the sidewalk. This is the decedent. He followed the younger brother out to the sidewalk when they got into another physical altercation. Witnesses said during the altercation, Logan Norris pulled out a gun, shot Joseph Norris multiple times and then left the scene before officers arrived. In the report, the gun was discarded during the search for Logan Norris. Officers treated the victim, Joseph Norris, at the scene until he was taken to the University of Tennessee Medical Center, where he died after arrival. Logan Norris was detained initially as a person of interest by responding officers, but then was identified as a suspect in the case as KPD's homicide unit investigated the scene. Logan Norris was also taken to UT Medical to be evaluated for injuries that were allegedly suffered in the domestic altercation with his brother. So now we have that clarified. He had wounds from his brother during the physical altercations. No further details were yet available. This content was uploaded August 3rd, which was yesterday. When I go to the law book, mercy me, we find more interesting information pertaining to this debacle. Or maybe not debacle, but a post by a young lady. So I'm going to ask all the pertinent questions before I get into what I'm going to say. Why were they fighting? Why does an 18-year-old have a gun? And why would you kill your brother? What were you two arguing over? I'm curious. What was so bad that you two had to be arguing and then use violence against one another? That's number one. You both were fighting each other. Who initiated the fight? What was the fight over? The older brother follows the 18-year-old outside, I guess to finish it off or get his last say in. And then the 18-year-old pulls out a gun and shoots him multiple times, takes off, discards the gun, is apprehended. Where was he apprehended? I'm trying to figure that out. Because he had to leave to get rid of the gun, I would assume. The reason I'm bringing you this story is because, as I said, I found a Facebook post that's very strange to me. And I'd like maybe this young lady to clarify it for me, because I always say, and you all know how I am, beware of the messenger. A man has just died, and you're posting his personal conversation with you from Messenger. Your name is Jaden Ray. Miss Ray, he just died, and I'm trying to understand your Messenger posts. Why are you posting this information for the world to see? Because when I look at your Facebook page, it says you went to Halls High School, you live in Knoxville, and you're engaged to a Daniel Johnson. Maybe I should search who Daniel is, and maybe I'll get more information. Hold on one second, you guys, because that's something I did not do. Because something is just not sitting well with me today pertaining to this nonsense. One second. Well, one Daniel Johnson comes up, Caucasian male. Looks a bit too old to date a young girl, but who knows? There's this Daniel Johnson Jr. Hello, everybody in the chat. Just bear with me for just a second. Always remember there's a reason for the season. Something's just, as I said, not sitting well with me. Hold on one second. Here he is. I don't see. Trying to see what this guy looks like. Hold on one second. Oh. Looks biracial. Interesting. Actually, it's don't have much on this page. Stuff about racing and stuff, I guess. I'm gonna get back to what I was saying. I'm sure somebody will jump on and give me the full 1-1. Sorry I'm taking so long. I just want to make sure I'm getting everything correct before I get into this commentary. Once again, if you'd like to donate to this great network, $BeganJu129 Cash App, stickers and chat to welcome during the live stream. As I was saying, Logan Norris, 18 years old, a Caucasian male, killed his brother the other day. He killed his older brother, Joseph Norris. Logan is 18, and the brother he murdered was 22. They had some type of altercation. The older brother, 22, Joseph, went outside, allegedly, where I guess more shenanigans went on, and then Logan, the younger brother, 18, pulled out a gun and shot him multiple times. They realized he was a suspect once apprehended. He's been charged with second-degree murder. But as I said, the reason why I chose this story is because it led me to a Facebook post by a Jaden Ray, and it piqued my interest. Well, she just posted something 26 minutes ago. You said, why did it have to be you, broken hearts? It doesn't feel right, you not being on the phone, going to sleep. Your voice just keeps staying in my head. All I can hear is, I love you, Olivia. I've always loved you. Sad face emojis and broken heart. I know we had our ups and downs, but the love was never a fake thing for me. Joseph Tanner Norris. You will always have a special place in my heart. I know you're watching over us. I would do anything just to see your smile again. I know you'll never see this, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not opening my eyes before it was too late. You was all about me, and I was all about myself because of my past and mental state. I'm so sorry, my love. You was getting your life together. I don't know what anyone says after you've been through the shit you've went through. It's hard to get up every day and live a normal lifestyle. I will forever scream your name, baby, Joseph Norris. So she's confirmed that she has allegedly some affection for the decedent, Mr. Joseph Tanner Norris. And she's been posting a lot of things in the past hours, such as this one post. I don't know how much you want me. I don't know, the IDC street talk. How much you want me around when everyone you're around don't want me around and make me feel weird. Never will I sit in a room full of MFs like that. Then 12 hours ago, I'll never fully heal. Then she has a post of the article pertaining to the death of Mr. Norris by his brother. She posts, "Long live my baby." This is where I have the problem. And somebody can help me out down the road. Jayden, when you go to your Facebook page at the top, it says you're engaged to a Daniel Johnson. Did you forget to take that off, sweetheart? Because you're posting about a dead man and posting text he sent to you in Messenger, but your Facebook page says you're engaged to somebody else. So this is where I'm confused. And once again, it shows work, no place, where you went to high school, halls, places live, Knoxville, current city, relationship, Daniel Johnson. And it shows his profile picture, a picture of somebody on a motorcycle, and then it says engaged to Daniel Johnson. So what is it that I'm missing from this story? Because we've got a brother killing a brother, and then we have you posting a personal text from someone, which is the decedent, Mr. Joseph Norris, which I think is very personal. And I'm trying to figure out, why did you post this 19 hours ago, tagging Mr. Joseph, who is no longer alive? I will read the post to the chat, and the chat can maybe explain to me what I'm missing, because I wanted to make sure I fully understand what the hell I'm reading. I do not know when he sent you this message, if it was the month of July, because when I go down to the last part of this text message through Messenger, it's got, I think, July 26th or 28th on it. So explain to me why Mr. Joseph Norris, a dead person, sent you this text if you're engaged to somebody else. I'm just curious. I've been through so much. I want you to know I've been in love with you for a long ass time. You know that I want you. Please listen to the words carefully, everybody, because I don't want nobody saying I made up anything. Just listen carefully to what he's saying to her, the dead guy, to this girl who's allegedly engaged to somebody else. Help me understand. I've been through so much. I want you to know I've been in love with you for a long ass time. You know that I want you. I want to show you the love and respect you need and get you everything you need for real. Like, I just want you to leave him alone. Repeat that again, Queen. I just want you to leave him alone. Joseph can't answer us because he's dead. He just got killed by his 18-year-old brother. So I don't believe in talking to spirits, but Jake, maybe you can help me out. Who was Joseph referring to? Because if you're engaged to Daniel, then who the hell is Joseph speaking about? Daniel? Is he talking about Daniel? I'm confused. I don't know. Who is him? He wants you to leave him alone. He says, I just want you to leave him alone because I don't want to go through that with him. So this means he doesn't want to have a problem with the guy. Who is the guy? Is it Daniel or is it somebody else? I'm confused. Because I'm not the nigga to play with, I'm with it. Like, I've been hurt too much, but I know you have too. I get it, but these niggas are kids. I'm grown. Like, I got my own. He meant to say crib, but he said brib. I got license. He says, I got licenses, got a car, spelled that wrong. With is effed up right now. I'm getting a new one soon, FS, but I love you, Olivia J. and Lee Fusan, 100% heart. But if you can't love me, please tell me and I'll go. I don't want to be hurt no more. I want to get myself the way before I do. Just know I'm with you or not. I'm here, not going anywhere unless you play me, FR for real. And right now, RN, I'm trusting, but like, your eyes are amazing. Your body is amazingly beautiful. You're goofy. Your personality is blunt. Then it says, I'm going to be your something. I can't read whatever that was. And then all this is at a 3:01. Don't know if this is 3:01 a.m., p.m. At the same time, he's calling her. Audio call 1. Then he says, call me. Then another audio call. Then he writes, call me. Then there's another audio call. Then he says, call me, call me, call me, call me. Then there's an audio call. Then he writes, call me. Then there's an audio call. Then he says, bitch. Then he says, call me. This is July 26th at 8:38 p.m. or right before then. What the hell am I reading? Now, I'll let the chat decide what is going on with this chick and the dead man who just got killed by his 18-year-old brother. I'm trying to figure out what is going on with all of you young people because I'm utterly confused about what I just read by her. And you see her post that she just put up about 30 minutes ago. What? She feels like she's made a mistake or she didn't see the light. What I'm trying to understand is, Jaden, are you with this other guy? Because if you're with him, how's he going to feel about you posting a text from a dead guy who was trying to get with you? You all be doing too much. If I'm wrong, please tell me. Queen, you've got it wrong. I'm not with Daniel. I meant to take that off my timeline or my Facebook post that I'm engaged to him. We broke up. I forgot to take it off. Because I'm already confused at why 18-year-old is killing his own brother, shooting him multiple times, why these two are arguing. And then we have this text from the dead guy to you in the month of July, I'm assuming. Don't know if it was August, July, somewhere, July. So the next post under that would be July 26, 28. So I'm assuming he sent it to you in July, the end of July, or somewhere in July. He just died the other day, which is the 1st of August. So I'm trying to understand, if you're engaged to somebody else, why is this dead guy texting you and telling you he don't want a problem with him, whoever him is? He's been warning you, blah, blah, blah. Help the queen understand. See, I've been up a little early today. There is a story that came up in the queue of a black man. He's a rapper down in Mississippi. Something Pride, something. He killed a barber down there. It's a very odd story as well. And I guess that's what was on my mind this morning. Like, what the hell is wrong with everybody? Popping off, getting angry. Some people talking crazy in the comment sections of the article, like, don't assume why he killed him, blah, blah, blah. You don't know the whole story. And, the grandmother witnessed the murder. But the grandmother says, well, he didn't want to go on tour with him to California or whatever to help him make money. So the first thing I said to myself, okay, let's just say that allegation is true. Well, then why would you shoot this man because he doesn't want to go somewhere with you? That sounds very, excuse my discrepancy, my wording, gay. Why would a man get upset because another man doesn't want to go somewhere with him? I'm going to shoot you because you're a man and I'm a man. And I ask you to go somewhere with me. You say no. And I'm going to shoot you and kill you. Cold blood in front of a witness. Threaten the witness or tell the witness don't tell or you better not tell. Then go back and shoot the man in the head is what the grandmother said. There's something off with that story. And then that led me to this story with these two young brothers here in Knoxville, Tennessee. And that led me also to the post by this Jaden Ray female. Then I go look up his friend, the Daniel guy who she allegedly dating or engaged to. He's her friend. He's in her friends. He appears to be biracial. She's hugging him. What in the fuck is going on with you young people? You all are wayward. That's what I see with a lot of young people. I notice this in dealing with people I don't even want to deal with right now. Young, ignorant, dumb as you know what. And I tell you, the more I talk about true crime, I'm serious. The more I talk about true crime, the more I read true crime, the more disgusted I get with human beings. They make me sick. They make me sick. The young people, they make me sick. They're ignorant as fuck. Even now, I see people They were 10 years younger than me. They're in their 40s, late 30s, and they're just as stupid as a 20-year-old. They act stupid. They talk stupid. They do and say anything. They're just, vocal. Everything's on display. No care about what they're saying, what they're doing. And I'm trying to figure this little chick out, that if your Facebook profile says you're engaged to somebody, why are you putting this text message out for everybody to see that a dead man sent to you back in July? I mean, it's bad enough he's just been murdered by his brother. Don't know the circumstances of that. But you're airing all this stuff out, and you can see he's pleading with her in the text after he writes this long-winded text about how much he likes her, cares for her. He doesn't want problems with some other guy, whoever that guy is. And then under that, he's steady calling her and she won't respond. Call me. And then he calls her a bitch. And you're going to put that out for everybody to see. And he's only been dead a few days. Explain that to the queen. Maybe I'm missing something. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Jay Ray. Maybe that should have been the title of this video. Jay Ray, please explain this text that you have put on blast pertaining to this dead boy, this dead man, this 22-year-old, Mr. Joseph Norris, who is now dead. His brother, Logan Norris, shot him dead in front of their house. He's 18, looking crazy in his mug shot. And that led me to your Facebook post. Because naturally, when you but when you go on Facebook and search people's names, their name or profile might come up. And then anything that somebody posted thereafter comes up after their name. There's also a post of a relative, a grandmother, who posted pictures of a young, I believe it is Logan Norris, when he was a little boy. And she was saying something about how amazing time flies. Well, yes, time flies because we do grow up. And now look at him. He's now charged with murdering his own damn brother. I believe this is a grandmother who posted a picture of this, I believe it's young Logan and another cousin. I'm sure when you took that photo, you never thought you'd be discussing many moons later your grandson murdering his own damn brother. I don't know what I just, oh man. I don't understand anything that's going on out here. Joseph Norris at 301. Calling this girl back to back, telling her to call me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 times he says to her under that long text, call me, while sending her calls through Messenger. And he's telling her that he could be everything that she needs for real. Like, I just want you to leave him alone because I don't want to go through that with him because I'm not the nigga to play with you. Wow, Jesus, help me. Now, that's a white boy using the N-word. Oh, Lord, my head hurts. I'm going to ask for the last time. Jaden Ray, who was Joseph Norris speaking of? Because I'm not even going to go out on a limb and say it was this Daniel guy that's on your Facebook page as your engaged boyfriend. I don't know who Joseph was speaking of. I'm definitely not going to say I know, because I don't. But it seems like in your post as of late, the past couple of days since his death, you've had some regrets in obviously not being involved with him or not being his girlfriend. So now I'm going to ask the ultimate question that everybody I'm sure is burning to know. Did you have sexual relations with this Mr. Joseph Norris at some point? And this is why he's so hung up on you. And I don't know if you are white or black or biracial either. I could barely tell in that photograph. Not that it matters. Prayers to this family, because this would have to be a very difficult time for the parents. Reconciling a child killing their sibling for whatever reason. And I don't know what was going on in the lives of these two brothers, where one felt the need to be exacting violence. They're fighting each other in the house, then outside, and then the younger one pulls a gun out and shoots the older brother, Joseph, several times. And what is he doing with a gun, an 18-year-old? Are they known to be violent brothers? Did they fight a lot? Was there favoritism between the brothers? Were they fighting over a female? Ding, 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 ding. Let's go there. I'm going to say something in this live stream because I think it's appropriate for me to go ahead and say this pertaining to a conversation I had with a male the other day. And this is perfect timing for me to say this during this live stream. Thank you all for joining me. I had a conversation with a very ignorant black male the other day, the weekend. And basically he was, I guess, putting his flirt on to a grown woman. But the gist of the story is that the grown woman he was flirting with, he has children by her first cousin. And I finally said something because I got sick of listening to him talk to her. It was none of my business, of course, but I was standing there. And he didn't mind me standing there listening. So I said to him, I said, why would you want to talk to her when you just admitted you have children by her cousin? And I heard the person say to him, you know I can't do nothing with you, talk to you, whatever. You got children with my cousin. So yet he's going on and on about when we talked at one time, blah, 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 blah. And then he tries to explain that to the queen. Well, he says, well, I met her first and knew her first. I said, but listen to what you're saying. You met this person here, maybe had a fling with her, liked her, whatever, a long time ago. Then you went on to mess with her cousin and make children with her cousin. And you now want to backtrack and question her on who she is now. If she's changed, she's a better person. Is she not popping off, being a badass, blah, blah, blah. I said, you really don't have any reason to be saying anything to her because you have children with her cousin, as she just told you, and you know that. And it doesn't matter if you liked her before, dated her before, and then went on to be with the cousin and make children with the cousin. You still knew what you were doing wrong when you went and made babies with the cousin and you liked her. Then he gives me this half-baked ass excuse. Well, this is a small town, mothers and daughters. I done slept with mothers and daughters. I said, what did you say? You did what? You slept with mothers and daughters. So I had to check this little black boy. Yeah, I'm going to call him a boy because that's how he was acting. I said, do you hear yourself? Do you hear what you're saying? You're making excuses for your behavior to mess around with relatives, daughters and mothers, cousins, whomever, sisters, whomever, because it's a small town. I said, that's the very reason why you should say to yourself, I don't want to talk to any of these women because it's a small town and people talk. So you're contradicting yourself. You're not making any sense. I said, we live around other counties that you could go find another female to talk with, have sex with, whatever. Why are you in the same circle of people sleeping with each other? I said, most of these people are related some type of way in a small town. And you do know that these two were cousins when you got with the girl and made babies with her. Now you want to double back and talk to her older cousin. For what reason? I couldn't understand it. I said, how would that work out? Just think about what you're saying now. How would that work out? You trying to talk to her publicly, people going to find out. Both of you going to be scrutinized. I just shook my hand at him. And finally, I just said to him, you know what? I want to quit talking to you. We don't need to keep conversating. And he was like, no. I says, no, you trying to explain what you know is wrong. And let's be truthful, everybody that is listening to this chat, this conversation. We all know they would never work out. If they were to hook up today and start dating, it would never work out because it would be controversy day in and out. She'd be battling her younger cousin. They'd be wanting to fight each other, or the younger girl would be wanting to fight her because this is her baby daddy. God forbid she still has feelings for him. relatives and other relatives will get involved and be mean mugging and wanting to say shit to him out of the way, wanting to beat him up. Somebody will end up dead. How about that? How about that? And there's one part of that story I would like to repeat, but I'm not. Just because I have to be able to walk around. And I don't want no static. But I can see why he may have mentioned this. I done slept with mothers and daughters. And I don't want to go there. Because that's some rank ass, you know what, to say. But that shows you his mindset. And then he had the audacity to say, they don't got no morals. I said, you don't have any morals. How are you going to talk about them, the females? I said, it takes two to tango. I said, oh, the rules are different because you're a male, right? It's expected for you as a man to just whore around with anybody. But if a woman does it, she's called every dirty name in the book. But it's okay for a guy to sleep around with friends and relatives. So think about what you're saying now. Because that's his mentality. That's what he was taught. It's okay for me to sleep with whomever I want, no matter the ramifications. I'm a guy. It's expected of me as a guy to be a whore and penetrate any woman I want, whether it be a mother and a daughter, two sisters, two cousins. He doesn't care. But I let his ass know. How are you going to judge a woman? They don't have any morals. I said, no, you don't have any morals. None of you have morals, if that's the case. But don't sit up on a throne like you're better than somebody because you're a man. See, man gave you that title that you can do whatever you want. So you think. And that leads me back to this story here. I don't know what the hell was going on with these brothers. I don't know if they were arguing over a woman, a female, money, finances. I have no idea, but it's sad. And as I said, looking up this information about Mr. Joseph and his brother led me to this Jaden Ray's Facebook post where she puts his text on blast for everybody to see. And she's basically texting not less than an hour ago how she didn't see the light. Well, I'm going to say everything happens for a reason. And naturally, this is the devil's work, a brother killing a brother, Cain and Abel. But I don't know if he would be better off talking to you, Jaden Ray, just because on your profile, it says that you're engaged to a Daniel Johnson. And he's talking about some guy in that text to you through Messenger. And I do not know if he's talking about Mr. Daniel or he's speaking of another male. But it sounds like he was entangled up in his emotions for a female who was obviously with somebody else. That's out of his own words. And he specifies, I don't want no problem with him, whoever him is. So the dead, Mr. Joseph, obviously had problems. And I've learned from experience, watching other people, dealing with other people, that the company you keep can lead you 6 feet under. How about that? Sadly, his demise is by his own damn brother. But you can see in his text, he's telling her he's trying to get his life together. In her recent post just a few minutes ago, she's saying to him, I saw that you were trying to get your life together. So let's ask ourselves the ultimate question. If Mr. Joseph Norris was trying to get his life together, why is he dead? Why was he murdered by his own damn brother? And what the hell was he doing in your damn inbox talking to you, talking about he in love with you, but you obviously was with another damn guy? I'm utterly confused at what the hell was going on with Mr. Joseph. Not that it's any of my business, but I'm a blogger and I talk about true crime. It is what it is. My message today is to anybody breathing, 22, 52, 82. Be careful of your surroundings, the company you keep, the people you talk to, the people you involve yourself with, the people you like, the people you say you like, date, have sex with, in love with. Because you may be traveling on a slippery slope. And I've learned that one thing begets another in dealing with people. That sometimes your life, you may be actually trying to do right, live right, but you're still in the abyss. And maybe you're trying to crawl out, but those crabs keep pulling you back in, like the crabs in a barrel. Because they don't want you out. They want you in there with them suffering. And also when you're trying to do well, you're still, as I said, in the abyss and you're jaded. You're still fooling with people who are with the shit. That happens to the best of man and woman. You're working, you're doing good, you're trying to stay positive, but still there's this part of you that's fucking off with trouble. Troubled souls, let's say that. See, that's the devil. That's his job. Infiltrate. Oh, yeah, I know you're doing good. You're doing well. But you still got feelings for Susie over there. You still hanging around with that old messed up Pookie Ray Bob. See, that's why a lot of people are in trouble now. That's why a lot of people are jacked up because of the company they keep, company they kept. Because that's the one part of their life they didn't cut off. And sadly, you have a young man who was vying for the attention of some female who obviously had another guy, and then he gets murdered by his own damn brother. You want to tell me the devil wasn't at work? Oh, most definitely he was. The devil was most definitely at play. And he was using this young man. He had this guy, Mr. Joseph Norris, delusional about this female, Jaden Ray. He had issues with his brother, whatever they were. And now he's no longer alive. 9 times out of 10 over nonsense. Because most true crime is nonsense. The murder is petty. The discardment of bodies, disrespectful. And in the end, it leaves people grieving when the people didn't have any business taking the life of the person in the first place. And now a mother, father have to grieve the loss of a child being dead and also killed by another child. That's a lot to swallow. Many associates of Mr. Joseph have been posting to Facebook here as of late, shocked at his death, asking the question, what went wrong, what happened? But so far, I haven't seen any comments of a reason why this young man, 18 years of age, Logan, killed his brother, Joseph. One thing begets another. A sly comment leads to another sly comment. And then that leads to somebody pulling out their fists. And that leads to somebody retaliating with their fists. And then somebody decides to pull out a gun. Did it go something like that? Prayers to the Norris family. I want to thank you all for joining me. Later this weekend, I will bring you commentary pertaining to Mr. Heuermann, the Gilgo Beach suspect in the Long Island murders. I want to chop up what really happened out there. Is he the killer of the other bodies that were discovered? Did he have help by any of the participants in the murders of the 4 women? And was the Suffolk County Police Department involved in covering up these murders and also involved? Because what is bothering me is the audio call from Miss Gilbert, where you can dissect that there were more than one person out there the night she called 911. And that would make me wonder if others were there when she died, covered it up, where they happened to be in law enforcement. And did this man get others to help him murder these other victims and or discard them? Because as I was watching Court TV late this morning, something came to mind, which is the obvious. That was a stretch of highway that is lonely barren at night, how are you out there dumping off bodies in the marsh without being seen? As they said, you got to have maybe a flashlight, or you got to pull over with your lights, pull the body out, the backseat of the car or the trunk. You're not worried about somebody driving by seeing you pull out a body in that wrapping and dragging it into the marsh. Then you got to come back out, get in your car. So let's dissect that. Never seen by anybody going and coming out of the marsh. Where did he kill the women? At his house, at a hotel, somewhere on that beach, another house, somebody else's house. Hell, was it some type of underground type of situation where they got together and sexually assaulted a woman, women, and killed them, and others know about the murders. Others are involved. See, you don't know. But if we're to believe that he killed Miss Gilbert, we'll see if any evidence leads into her murder. She's basically telling the dispatcher that there are other people there while she's running and scuffling from this person or trying to get away from this person. She's saying they, them. Then you hear her mention something about being set up. Like this was your intention, something like that. This is creepy. And then the thing about the Asian cross-dresser, one will believe he killed that person because he was Googling those searches. For what reason? And then when you go to Court TV and look at the itemized list of searches, they're all porn related and pertaining to young girls, underage girls, and women. And all the victims, the four at least, were petite. Under what? 5'6", 5'5", 5 feet or whatever. Even the Asian guy was 5'6", allegedly. He is a sicko, Mr. Heuermann. A sadist, a predator, a wacko sicko. And he was walking around this entire time, married, a father, a businessman, neighbor. But he's a chameleon. And I'd like to know if the wife knew a not so nice side of him, such as sexual games with strangulation, bondage, filthy talk, anything said during sex or commentary period that would allude that he is dangerous, sinister, homicidal. I'll bring you that commentary later. Once again, if you'd like to donate to this great network, $ Big Angie, 129 Cash App, stickers, and chats are always welcome during the live stream. When I get an update pertaining to this diabolical case out of Knoxville, Tennessee, of a brother slaying another brother, the reason, the motive, I will bring you that said update. You can go into WATE News as the source and see his mugshot. The 18-year-old who has killed his brother. He is young. He looks young, looks like a child. And he's damn near smirking in this mugshot. This is atrocious to me. And I'd like to know if he has mental problems, any bipolar, autism, ADHD, or just a cold-blooded person. Did they get along, not get along? Because you have to ask yourself, what would lead a person to kill their brother? And these two guys are young. And now one is no longer here. And then you have these crazy posts from some female posting the dead man's post through Messenger, which I think is very inappropriate. She should not be posting that to social media, especially if she's dating somebody else. It's inappropriate, Miss Jaden. And that's Queen's opinion. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. You've been listening to The Bald Excel.